Hi guys, welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. I'm Nicole. For those of you who have not joined me or don't know me, today is August 16th, Tuesday, August 16th. I think I forgot to put the date in yesterday's video. But this is going to be the daily, little read for the energy for today for the collective. So this is for all signs. Guys, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, share. Feel free to comment. Let me know that things are resonating for you. It's always very useful and helpful and helps the channel grow, which is exciting. So I hope you guys have had a good start to the week. I've asked my spirit guides and angels to join me for this reading, as always. All right, let's see. Spirit for the collective. Yes, I am available to do personal readings as well. The information is in the description box. You can send an email and then we can get you set up. I do have limited availability on those. So if you're interested in a personal reading, feel free to reach out and let me know. All right. Bring mum's the word. Mum's the word. Okay, what is that about? What else we got here? Okay, so this week seems to be a little bit about love in general. Yesterday kind of turned into a love reading, and I'm kind of getting the same sort of emotion, but guarding the heart space. I'm so glad that we're at it. Well, we're not out of the full moon energy altogether. It runs for like 2 weeks, but it doesn't seem to be so heavy as it was last week. Good Lord. Yeah, okay. So this to me, so I've got self-worth, complicated, and choices. And this is the wisdom of the night, of the House of Night Oracle, which I think it's really cool. I like it. It's something a little different for me. So anyhow, self-worth, complicated, and choices. So the way I'm seeing this is for a lot of you right now, you may be in a space of guarding the heart, trying to make a decision. And I feel like some of you have potentially turned your back to love or turned your back to the idea of partnership, because to me, it's about resolving some inner emotions. It's resolving some inner stuff that you've got going on that you may catch yourself in a state of reminiscing, but not so much to do with another person as much as it is the lessons that you are learning or have learned through a cycle of the past. So now, moving forward, you're trying to decipher and figure out how you move forward from that. How do you transform what has happened before as you've learned through past relationships, past experiences, how you do it differently? And this leads to these choices where you're having to make a choice. You're trying to find a way to balance out that emotional energy. There's a lot of different ways that this can be done, and it's trying to decipher on how you do that, coming to a decision. You're going from the 5 to the 10. Even though this isn't the tarot deck, going from a 5 to a 10. Guys, give me one quick second. I'm sorry. Let me check on something. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. I'll explain that in a little while. But anyhow, so it's like you're recognizing your value, your worth, recognizing that your heart space is a sacred space to be had. And for some of you, you may not have been, in the past, I feel like you have been extremely open. Whereas to this point that you're at now, it's learning to reserve that love for yourself and making sure that where you're putting it out to is going to be energetically reciprocated. Like you want someone who is going to sing to your soul, who is going to connect to your soul, who is going to play and make you feel enlightened as you're moving forward. And to me, this has been, I want to say, a hard time coming. Different, not a long time, a hard time, where you've really had to deal with some inner emotions, some inner conflicts, some inner changes that needed to transform. I feel like I'm hearing you're closing the book. You're closing the book on a cycle. This to me runs very deep. This is very emotional. For some of you, I feel like somebody may be coming in. Yeah. I just want to go, oh my God, for the first time, you're loving yourself. that it's crazy. It's like you're realizing maybe in key aspects where, I don't want to say that you so much made it complicated as you just didn't have the experience behind you to make it less complicated. But that's part of our journey, is to learn the lessons, right? So we learn and we step away from the things that don't serve our higher good. And you found yourself in this space of healing, right? So I'm using the energy oracle. I've got the sun, the healer of ages, and the gate and the garden, or the garden and the gate. And to me, again, this is about nurturing yourself. To me, she's dipping herself in the water. She's experienced all things that are good, how it feels, playing to her own rhythm, nurturing who she is, coming out of some of the darkest times, finding new growth in life, finding fertility of life. That new birth doesn't have to mean, having children or anything like that, but you're finding this part of yourself that you've not been in touch with maybe ever in your entire life. So through these experiences that have been so damn complicated, you're understanding this is a time of space that needs to be created to let you heal, to let you come into a better balance, a better understanding of who you are. And then as you're building, the girl from the garden and the gate, she's sitting in this luxurious garden. She's in her space. She's in the space that she's most likely created. She holds the key to that space. And it's like wondering, do I want to step out into something new? Do I want to step out to see what is on the horizon? And I feel like she's hesitant, and that's where those choices right above that is coming in. Like, I can make these choices, but am I going to get the light or am I going to get the dark as a result of these choices? But I do feel like on the underlying, you've got cornucopia. Yeah, the thinking woman. So man or woman, it doesn't matter, right? Energy is energy. The thinking woman, cornucopia, and victory. Like, you have worked very hard. 11, 11. I've got 3 11s on the table. So 11, 11, 11. And actually there's 4. That breaks down to an 11 also. So yeah, 3. Sorry, 3. Can't count today. And then you've got 2 10s on the table. Because you know where you want to get to. You've understood it. You've strategized it. You've sat with it. You're transforming a space in your life for abundance. And I feel like for a lot of you, you've done this on your own. You had to leave a situation behind so that you could step into this new beginning that was meant for you and you alone. People, we always, as humans, we tend to attach our happiness to other people, and we don't ever really get to have the idea of what it is to be within ourselves and truly love ourselves. Because when we love ourselves, we're not doing things that harms ourselves. We're caring for our bodies, our mind, our soul, right? Our spirit. We are caring for all of us, all of ourselves internally and externally as well. And a lot of us don't ever get there before we go through these complicated situations that send us on a catapult of oh shit moments and tower moments and karmic patterns and cycles and things to that nature. Somebody 32 and 32 both equal 5. We got 2 5s on the board. 32. So you may be 32 or 32. You look back at the age of 32. That may have been a catalyst year for you. I know if I look back at it, 32, I know that I met what I believe is my twin flame, and that was a whole other soul's journey for me. So, using my own experience, and I do that a lot to help other people, that was an experience that took you for a ride, and it took you into this place of feeling battered and bruised and anxious, and you may have really felt a whole lot of pain during that time and over those years, moving away from that, where it's teaching you to balance things out. You've got the world card, or the yin and yang energy, and your 5th chakra, broken heart, door to value. This pushed you to understand your value and your worth. And you see, to me, these cards are very similar. Like, we had to go through the pain and the mud and the muck, right, to get to the other side, to understand and to live, underlying energy, the 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel, to get us to this space where we could speak our truth, we could live in our truth, and we had to come to some very serious realizations to get us there. And it took an outside energy to put us in that space, to get us to where we could understand who we are and what we needed to do within us. So again, yin and yang, and then you also take a look at this guy, which is the choices, right? You've got that light and that dark energy. The balance, the feminine and the masculine. Without the contrast, we don't understand what the other side is, what it means to us. We can't understand For someone who's never been in a situation where they've been homeless or hungry or tired or didn't have a stable environment growing up. So to somebody who has always had, maybe the same parents married for 50 years and everything was stable and lovely for the most part, they can't understand what it is to lack. And for someone who is lacking, they can't understand where a person that's not lacking is coming from, right? So it's understanding the contrast, understanding the differences between the two. And you've got 2 here on the board as well. A lot of repetitive numbers, guys. Got a 3, another 3. Yeah, this understanding had to come from an outside source, because internally, to me, you just weren't getting it on your own. You needed a catalyst to send you into this space of understanding that had to really break you down, tore you apart probably, to get you to understand where the love that you were exuding to the external world around you had to be given to yourself first. And a lot of people tend to give to other people because they know what it is to lack or to not have maybe some compassion or love or genuine feeling being directed to them. So they don't want other people to go without that. They want them to experience something different, something that makes them feel good. And a lot of times, I just seen 11:11 too. I have to look at the clock. You're protected. Whatever it is that you're going through, you're being divinely protected through this. But those people, most likely are empaths. We understand. We can resonate. What's the word I'm looking for? Oh my gosh. We recognize that feeling. We know that feeling. So in order to not allow other people to feel that way, we try to give them. But the difference to understanding this is that some people are going to take what you give so freely and they're going to abuse it. And this pain from the past, this need to feel like you have to protect your heart space, is a person or a situation around you that did just that. They took from you. And you had to learn how to pull back and reserve that for you. And I feel like you may be experiencing little things along the way where you're like, wait a second, you may be feeling drained from time to time, where you might be giving a little bit, and even though to you, you're really giving nothing because of your past, you've given so much. So to give that little bit doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. But you're feeling an energetic drain because you're being asked to preserve that for you. And don't feel guilty for that. And if someone else doesn't understand where you're coming from, I would say communicate to them how you're feeling, that you need to work on you. You need to continue to heal this heart space because it's going to pay off in the long run, whether it's through financial abundance, whether it's through personal abundance. Abundance comes in many forms. So it doesn't have to be just in that sense, but I feel like it's catapulting you to a very serious growth. And like I said, at one point in the underlying, when I first pulled the 3 cards from this deck, victory was at the bottom, and there it is again. It's backing the ones that I just showed you. You know how to get to where you've got to go. 11 again, cornucopia energy, thinking woman. 11 again, you had to walk away from the past. You had to fulfill a soul contract. And this particular cycle may still not be over entirely. I feel like there's remnants, like little bits and pieces, tying up some certain details to things. Some of you may have gone through a divorce. Some of you, it was leaving home. I'm getting the feeling of leaving home. Someone was leaving home and had to start over, start anew somehow. And through that, you found your strength, you found your courage, and also understood that you had to take everything that you could in for you to heal. And I feel like you're still going through this healing. Allow it. It's time. Allow it to run its course. Allow it to do what it is for you that it's meant to transform and do for you, right? So don't rush the process, and don't let anybody put undue pressure on you to rush that process, right? So I just want to clarify. I mean, I pretty much know, but let's throw some extra cards down for the yin and yang energy. Let's clarify that, Spirit. Guys, this reading feels so emotional to me. Like, I feel as if you're doing something for yourself you've never done, and it feels so good. And sometimes I think it can be a little taxing, a little like overwhelming, because you've never been there, right? It's like getting on a roller coaster or standing in line to get on a roller coaster, and you've never been on a roller coaster in your life. You're super excited, but you're scared to death in the process. So, enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride for what it is. Spirit, listen, you're vibrating to your perfect match. Your perfect match could be, I'm going to say 6 weeks, 6 months away. to who's coming in for you. Like, I typically don't take 4 cards, but I'm going to take them anyhow. So you got the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, the 2 of Cups, the Hangman, and the 9 of Cups. It took you, so 5 of Pentacles, you're coming out of the idea of lacking, like you're understanding what it is to give, and you're also understanding what it is that you won't accept when it comes to love. You're understanding that this, the Hangman, you may have been stuck for a while, suspended, and you're willing to stay suspended in this to bring upon your wish fulfillment, to be in your happy place. Your 2 of Cups, you're willing to wait for it, if it means it's going to do something better for you, if it's going to feel better for you. So let that happen as it needs to happen for you. So I like what I see. I like what I see here for you guys. I think it's beautiful energy. Allow yourself to live in that. Give me 1 second again. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm so sorry. Twice. So I'll explain this in a second to you guys. But anyhow, so I like this. You're not willing to give away what you don't have to give or what you need to preserve for yourself. You're willing to wait for the right person to come in and not rush it. And that's a beautiful energy to be in, because a lot of times we will run into something simply because it means we're not alone. And you're willing to be alone. You're willing to sit in that for as long as you need to. If you have to hang upside down like a bat until daylight comes, or until nighttime comes, to go out and spread your wings, then you will. You're not going to just take off to the first thing that's coming your way. And I think that's fantastic, because when we just jump into something for something to do to fill that inner void, that becomes codependent. It becomes toxic. It becomes very heavy. So for the first time ever, I feel like you're loving yourself the way that you were meant to be loved. And when you are in that space, we're energetically creating space for the person who's going to vibrate in that same energy to give to themselves and still be able to give to you, because they genuinely love themselves. Adage that we can only ever see someone as deep or meet someone as deeply as we've met ourselves. And you're finally in a space where you're willing to meet yourself that deep, and you're going to bring somebody along who's also been there, who's been willing to meet their self. This is not shallow energy. This is I'm going to wait and I'm going to be patient. And 6 weeks to 6 months comes up to me very heavily. That allow that 6 months or whatever it is to take place, because it is going to bring in that vibrational match to you. So allow it to be just that. I like this. It's very emotional, and I feel like I may have triggered a few people and kind of crying, and let it out. If you need to cry, let it out. Cry it out, figure it out, write it down, journal it. You may be feeling a real heavy need to journal right now. Do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. So I think that's going to be it for the reading. And guys, I apologize that I stepped away from the camera a couple of times. For those of you who don't know, I own my own business where I live, and I have a shop called Indigo Moon, and so I do energy work here, obviously, and then I have crystals and gemstones and different things from all over the place. So we get to do a lot of really cool things. We do some teaching and some full moon events and things like that. So I was a little late getting on the camera this morning, so the door is open and I'm back here doing this, but that's fine. It was just my mail lady dropping off my mail, so I appreciate her. I appreciate everybody. So yeah, if you ever get a second, hop on Facebook, look up Indigo Moon WV. You'll see a picture of a lady on a moon with a little girl. That is my shop. It's a fabulous place. I've been blessed to be able to create this space and had some amazing support to do it. And I love what I do here, and I love being able to do this with you guys. I think it's amazing. I'm so very blessed, and I appreciate you guys hopping on here, liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, letting me know what resonates for you. Listen, you're becoming stable and balanced. And as I just sat here and said that I've had such support around me to be able to do what I do here, you guys have the same. Things come out right in the right time. High Priestess of Earth. She knows she's growing. She's doing what she needs to do. He or she, right? It doesn't, there is no whatever. It's a cycle. The heart space was a cycle that you had to go through. You had to go through that to get to this. And this cycle has taught you a whole lot. And I think it's wonderful. Just live in it, breathe in it, appreciate it, give gratitude for it. Just embrace every second of it, guys. I mean, truly embrace I've got goosebumps. I don't know if you can see it, but I've got goosebumps saying that to you. Goosebumps. Ooh. So I hope this reading finds you well. I hope it resonated for you. Again, feel free, like the page, subscribe to the page. That way you're going to get notifications every time a new video comes out. I'm hoping to get a couple, maybe at least 1 or 2 signs out today. We'll see, time depending. Guys, I wish you a beautiful day, a blessed day. I hope this resonated, and I will see you soon. Take care.